What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the opinionated hippie, and today I'm just going to list my top 10 favorite Stephen Malkmus songs. Already did his albums on another video. I don't know why I'm pointing. I'm not going to point to anything. Now I'm doing his songs. These all come from the 9 Jix and solo Stephen Malkmus albums, so nothing that was on like a bonus CD or anything else the Malkmus might have. These can be found on the 9 albums, and they also, I'm pretty sure you can find them on YouTube if you're interested in a single song. We all know how YouTube works these days, people. But anyways, I've discovered in making this list, I pretty much like the straight up pop version of Stephen Malkmus. Pretty much 2 of his guitar orgy epics are on here, 3 of them maybe. A couple that are more just like good songs, but then we're just heavy on the pop stuff. I really like his pop melodic sense, so we're leaning into that, obviously. In this list, you'll find out. I'm going to go through them one by one, and then at the end of the 10, I will put the list up on the screen for you to see if you're a visual learner. I teach kindergarten. I got to address all my learners. I'm going to talk them. You don't have a tactile thing, sorry, so maybe feel a vinyl album to help you learn. I don't know. I'm rambling. It's been a long Monday. How do we get to Malkmus from Frank? Because everything's got to fall under Frank's big note. Malkmus has covered Khan's Ige Bumyasi live. I think he did it in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just making that up. Released it on Record Store Day quite a while back, then released it as a official release about a year or 2 years ago. And Khan was influenced by Zappa, having members of Khan saw Zappa and the Mothers in Berlin in '68. So we get through Malkmus from Zappa through Khan. So anyways, that's it. Now I'm just going to tell you my top 10 favorite Malkmus songs, starting with number 10, Gardenia, the pop ray of light, the packet of sugar in the guitar heavy, somewhat, I don't know if dense is the right word, but a little more or less light, real emotional trash. His 4th album. This is like, I think, song 7. And then we get a lot of guitarness, a lot of solos, a lot of leaning into like grooves and stuff like that. Then this thing pops up and it is like 2 minutes and 58 seconds or 56 seconds of just pure pop glory. You're like a gardenia. That's what a beautiful image. I always associate it with the city of Gardenia, and for some reason, even though I know the lyrics and I know he says you're like a gardenia, I always think of the city of Gardenia in Southern California, which is close to where I grew up. So I don't know why, it just makes me think of that. But I love that song. It's a really nice dose of sugar and a pretty sugar-free, like heavy on carbs album. Real emotional trash. Number 9 is Forever 28, mainly because I absolutely love the lyrics, the first lyrics of this. I can never remember what album this is on, but the lyrics are, it's on Mirror Traffic. Yeah, it's on Mirror Traffic. The opening line is, I can see the mystery. I'm not going to sing it because I don't remember what the melody is. I can see the mystery of you and me will never quite add up. No one is your perfect fit. I do not believe in that shit. Don't you know that every bubble bursts? Kill me. Yeah, that's like the first verse. And it's just another kind of upbeat, kind of poppy song. But it's fun. It works really well. It's on the latter half of Mirror Traffic. I think it's one of the highlights of that. It's just one of those really easily digestible, musically and sort of melodically Malkmus songs that have these lyrics that are just like, have a lot more bite than you would imagine. Kind of reminds me of like Steely Dan in the 70s, you know? It's like the music is all sheen and glossy and sounds like beautifully perfected 70s AM radio music, but then the lyrics are like dark and subversive and like kind of contrast with the overall vibe. Malkmus does that really well. So, and this song is one of those that starts off with just a like, yeah, man, I don't believe in that crap, man. So it's a good song. My number 9, Forever 28. Number 8, Chart Junk, which is off Wig Out at Jag Bags. And that is a song that Malkmus, being Malkmus, he writes a song that if the lyrics were just sort of normal lyrics, would probably be like, could be a top 10 hit. If like he had the right promotion about it, radio stations played it. This song has a horn section. It is so catchy. It's got a nice sort of, I compared it to the Doobie Brothers, but not Michael McDonald Doobie Brothers, like Tom, I always forget his last name, Tom Johnston type Doobie Brothers, like a China Grove, something like that, but with horns, kind of rocking, but also kind of poppy, but also it's got a horn, so it's got a little bit of soul, really catchy, danceable, hummable. Of course, he calls it chart junk to just acknowledge the fact that he's written something that is just so pure and sweet and easily digestible, and we can dance to it, as the kids say. I don't think the kids ever say that. But anyways, it is just a great, fun song. Another one of those sort of latter half, second half of an album songs that whatever you're going through, it just arrives and it's just like, there's this sunshine for 4+ minutes. This is such a pure, it's dessert a little early. It's just another great hook-laden poppy song. Chart junk. Number 7, we got our first real sort of guitar, really nice guitar play, some nice some nice just effects, some nice just riff action. This is Do Not Feed the Oyster off his second album, Pig Lib. Yeah, just a really good guitar heavy one, lots of good guitar play, really leaning into that sort of jam band heroics type thing. Pig Lib is one of those that is a good deal of guitar play on it with a nice couple songs that kind of balance it out with some melody, and this is, I think, one of the better guitar numbers off that album. Just really memorable licks, just good vocal delivery. Malkmus, again, is having a lot of fun with his delivery, and it's just, yeah, a really good, heavier sort of jam riff-oriented rock song off his second album. Number 6 is Bike Lane, sort of a protest track about Freddie Gray, who was killed by cops in Baltimore. It's got a really sort of like got a really kind of funky, tense groove that kind of sounds like somebody's riding their bike down a bike lane, but it's like they're not really comfortable and bad things are happening and there's like a lot of tension in it. And it's just this really funky yet tense groove. The lyrics kind of acknowledge the Freddie Gray incident. Yeah, just another beautiful bike lane. Nice real groove in it. But yeah, easily I think the highlight of one of the highlights off of what is a really strong album, his like 7th studio album, Sparkle Hard. Phenomenal song. The rest of these songs are all off his first 3 albums. Yeah. Number 5 is JoJo's Jacket. So I've always loved this song, but it starts off with this little spoken word intro that I think is what's his name from Yul Brynner, I think, speaks it. It's from I'm the King of Siam. What is that movie that he's the King of Siam in? Whatever that movie is that he's in. But anyways, it's a quote by Yul Brynner, and Yul Brynner is saying this. Before I get to what he says, is I've always loved this song. It's got a really great melody. The lyrics are a lot of fun. He acknowledges Yul Brynner. It's got this great little breakdown in the middle that kind of amps up and is sort of like a guitar heroics ending. Some great just harmonies in it. Just an all around Bob Dylan reference in there. Just an all around great song. But it opens up with this spoken word part by Yul Brynner, and I usually have my hair long. I was born in California. I was a surfer, a hippie, followed the Grateful Dead. I've always had long hair. I've never, ever in my life had a shaved head, or it's never really been short. And because of the pandemic, I didn't get my hair cut for like 18 months. And my kindergarten class and I decided that they were going to cut my hair. And by the time they got around to cutting it, it was like way down past my shoulders. And we raised money for the San Antonio Food Bank. So far, we've done it 2 years in a row. We raised over like thousands and thousands of dollars. But the first time they cut it was the first time I was essentially had a shaved head. Like they cut it all off. Like my fear was they were going to want to quit when like only half of it was cut. No. They did not quit till I had like bald patches. One kid had somehow put a Z in the back of my neck, the back of my head. It was rough. I didn't fix it, let it grow out. We did it again. Letting it grow out again this year. So it's pretty crazy because this is what it looks like after, kindergartners cut you pretty much to the bone almost. But the opening salvo, the opening monologue by Yul Brynner is this. And in a funny way, the shaving of my head has been a liberation from a lot of stupid vanities, really. It has simplified everything for me. It has opened up a lot of doors, maybe. And that's how I felt after I got my head shaved. It looked ridiculous. Like I literally had a Z in the back of my head. Kid named Zach. Shout out to you, Zach. It was pretty awesome. But it was one of the most liberating things I've ever experienced. And I'm someone that I like to think I'm already pretty open-minded and feel pretty free. Like I followed the dad, lived out of my car, did all that stuff. Like I don't feel like conformity and that shit, peer pressure. But somehow, just having all my hair gone, I had a beard still, just really liberated me. And it's made me love this song even more because of that opening lyrics. And I didn't connect the experience of this song. I think the first time I listened to it was about 3 months after I got my hair cut. And I was just like, yeah, I understand. What was the movie Yul Brynner was in which he said that? Why can I not remember when he was the King of Siam? What movie that was? I'm sure it's a movie we all know. Westworld. Yeah, the original Westworld movie. Not the new docuseries. Not docuseries, the miniseries. Anyways, that's enough. Number 5, JoJo's Jacket off his debut album. A phenomenal song. Go listen to that one first. Number 4, It Kills off my favorite one, Face the Truth. This one is probably the most sort of complex of all the songs, kind of like ballady, has a little bit of a rocker section, has a nice little bridge in the middle in which he pretty much steals half of Rod Stewart's Young Turks. Da, na, 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 na. But instead of going to the it goes off into something else. I swear, he steals half of Rod Stewart's Young Turks for this. And I like it because I like Young Turks and that's an amazing melody. But I think it's one of the more, on this list, probably the most mature, complex, sort of composed song on here. But it's got a couple really nice melodic pockets in there that I really like. Number 3 and number 2 are both big, long, 8-minute plus guitar numbers. Number 3 is off his second album, 1% of One. 1% of One. Got some really nice lyrics and then lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of guitar. Him soloing, some really nice phrasing. His guitar playing is very much more like Neil Young's, and like there's a theme or a concept, or it's really so much more about attitude and what he's bringing than it is actual like riffing or, doing these notes that just blow you away. It's the overall vibe and the attack and how it all works together with the band. So 1% of One off his second album. And then number 2 is No More Shoes off of his third album, my favorite album, Face the Truth. I think this is just a better song. I like the guitar playing better. I like the sort of jammy nature of it. This is definitely embracing more of a jam band attitude than ever. And then number 1, my favorite song. I could listen to this every day. It is hook-filled. It is sweet as sugar. It is catchy as all. It is somewhat cheesy, but it is the story of Jenny, age 18, and the S-Dog, a 31-year-old son of a Coca-Cola middleman. They meet. They have a relationship. They listen to Brothers in Arms when they kiss. She eventually goes away to college. The distance is too far. He has to quit his job in the band. Maybe he had to sell his Volvo that had a Frisbee in the back, the one with H and plates. I don't know what happened to their dog named Trey. It was a retriever with a frayed bandana around his neck. They don't listen to their Brothers in Arms anymore, and hopefully she's going to take off those awful toe rings. An undeniably catchy, irresistibly poppy, hooky, fun song that I almost feel guilty putting it on this list because it's on his first album, because it's just a ridiculously fun, cheesy throwaway number. But the lyrics so capture a type of relationship that like older musician, Frisbee, California hippie, that younger toe ring, flower dress, sundress wearing, that kind of, she grows up and matures, he kind of doesn't. They separate. I don't know. I've known a lot of these people in my life. And the first time I heard this, I put names to Jenny and the S-Dog. And they weren't Jenny and the S-Dog. They were people I had known in my life. So anyways, one of the reasons why I love that song so much. It rings so, so true. But anyways, that's it. Those are the songs right there. You see them. That's the list, people. Love them all. Yeah, good. A couple really good guitar jams. A lot of pop hooks. But anyways, yeah, that's it. Let me know what your favorite songs are. Let me know which ones I missed. Let me know which ones I should check out. You know how all of this works, people. But really, if you've not heard Malkmus and you've actually taken the time to watch this video, check out these songs. Like, start with number 1, go down the list, or start with number 10 so they just get better as you keep on going, and then discover what I think is one of the best, most consistent musicians ever, Stephen Malkmus, his band Pavement. Go down this rabbit hole. It is worth it, people. Subscribe, like, comment, and most importantly, go listen to music, people. Go listen to music.